Welcome. The purpose of today's demonstration is to show you just how simple it is to e-file and mail your 1099s using the Aatrix eFile solution. You would simply go to your federal filing status or your 1099 link in your software and select the 1099 you wish to file. In this case, the most common one is the 1099 miss. Select the year you're filing for and click Display the Form. The data from your AP folder then will be transferred directly to our software and be displayed on screen. A handful of questions before you get started with the setup wizard. Do you want a test drive or are you actually filing? We're filing. Verify the EIN that you're filing for. Verify the address and business information. Check that you are filing for your company. If you're a third-party filer, you would have to click third-party filer. There'd be additional information to fill out. This is a list of your state unemployment IDs and your other filing IDs. If there was a formatting error or something missing, it would be highlighted here and you could correct it. For those of you living in Pennsylvania, you know that in fact you have to have your filing node, your remittance TCD named. In this case, we'll use Adams. Do you have any recipients that are getting them electronically? That's one option you have. We, in this case, will say no. Is this your final return? Are you doing any others? In this case, we'll say no. We may have other 1099s we may need to do. You can choose to truncate the EINs and the TINs from being visible or printed on the 1099 for security purposes. If you'd like to select one of those options, you certainly can. Once you're here, if you're filing from multiple sites and you want to merge them together, you would click I use multiple databases here. In this case, we're going to assume you have just the one database. It's now going out and filling in the information. At the same time, it's done over 60 error checks to make sure that this information is correct. The first set of information that you're going to look at is your recipient information. You can see names, you can see addresses, you can see your FEIN verification. You would click next step. It's going to show you those, scroll through those and make sure you have them correct. We intentionally have left out one piece of information here, and it's going to give me an error message in a second and tell me to go back and correct it. That's one of the benefits of having this solution, is that it will not let you file something that we know would get rejected. Now you're verifying totals for each of the states, for the federal withholding, for the amounts that were paid. If you scroll through here, you can see each of the individual states. I have all 50 states represented here. You can, once you're comfortable with that, you can continue to click next. Here's the error that we have put in. What we have is we have a blank line. So if I go back to correct that, it's going to highlight what I need to fix. In this case, we're going to go ahead and put in a name. We're going to go ahead and put in a state that we're filing for, and this is going to give us a list of what states are out there. We'll go ahead and select North Dakota in this case. If you see North Dakota taxable wages, we'd have to put in a number there, so we're going to put in a number there. Once we've made those corrections, we can go forward. Here you would simply select the level of service you want, and of course we recommend a complete service in which we print and mail the recipient copy. We host the 1099 online so that if one of your vendors says they didn't receive it, you could direct them to a website. They can download it and print it themselves. We're going to file the 1099s for the Fed and the 1096. We're going to file all of the applicable 1099s and any reconciliation forms that are required, and that's what we're going to send out. Once I select that service, I can get a hard copy. If you feel like you want to have a hard copy CD that you want to put in a vault somewhere off-site, you can do that. In this case, I'm going to say no thank you. We're just going to go forward. In this case, I have every state checked. Just to save time, I'm going to deselect them and only go with one state. And this is where it shows you that each of these states have required W-2 or 1099s, and that you indeed have a file for that. Do you want to include divider sheets? You're going to be able to print these, and if you want to separate out your employer or employee copies, you can do that. This is a confirmation list of exactly what we're going to file. We're going to file those feds. We're going to file that North Dakota. We're going to mail your recipients, and we're going to do your payers if you want. Now it's going to let us view these forms. This first one is your North Dakota 1099 miss. Now that I only have one vendor, so it's only going to show me one sheet. It's going to give me the option to print it if I'd like to for my own records. I'm going to say no. Next, it's going to show you the Fed copies. Now, there are 26 different vendors in this. I can view each one if I'd like by simply clicking up here on the pages and view each one if I would like to. Again, I can print those for my own records if I'd like to. This is your summary of the transmittal form. This is the 1096 that everybody knows. It's right there. You can view it, review it, make sure it's okay, print it if you'd like, hold it if you'd like. This is the North Dakota form that's required, a North Dakota 1096, same thing. Now I've looked at it, I agree that everything is okay. I'm going to go forward. Would I like to print it? Nope. Here's the pairs for the 1099s. Again, I can save those. I can scroll through them and look at them. There's 2 to a page. We're now going to go out and connect to the Aatrix eFile Center, which is where all of this is going to be processed and set up and ready to go. It's going to have in here your information for that you've set up in efile.aatrix.com, and it'll have your username and password stored in that location, and you would use that for any of your filings, regardless of what form, regardless of what state. Any filing you're doing is going to use that same password and username. I'd simply log in. It's going to verify that, hey, is this who you are? Are you the taxpayer? I'm going to say, yes, I am. It's now loading up that data. It says, okay, you got 52 recipients out there. You're going to pay $101.40. So we're going to do all of that work. We're going to do all the filings. We're going to mail those recipient copies out. I can choose what date I want my mailings to go out. I can choose what date I want my federal copies to be filed, and I can choose what date I want my state copies filed. It's nice to set out that state and federal filing dates out closer to the due dates because I can make free corrections up until those filings are sent. Once again, we're going to pay for that. You'd put in your credit card information. This is a confirmation, says here's what you're filing, here's the costs. Once I submit that, that's going to go to our eFile Center and it's going to be issued a unique AFID number. That's this 1517460. If I need any help, if there's any question about that filing or status, you can go to helpme@aatrix.com. You can go to your admin site at efile.aatrix.com and you can chat with a support person. You can call us online if you'd like. And you need to have that number. And that number will also be sent to you in a confirmation form in an email, also to the Aatrix administration site at efile.aatrix.com. And that's just how simple it is to file your 1099s, get them printed, mailed, and everything complete using the Aatrix eFile solution. Contact us via efile.aatrix.com and click on the help button. You can talk to one of our live support people. We'd be happy to get you down the line. Thank you.